This is our first video of our first fire for the year. Today is October 2nd.
Yes.
And I thought I would make this video to say welcome. We will begin posting videos according to the redemptive series lessons that are being taught through our mother church, Pyeongchang in South Korea, with our senior pastor, Reverend Philip Lee. The church was established by Reverend Abraham Park, and who wrote the History of Redemption series that is helping the world return to the Bible. And Ms. Lael and I certainly have found the fruit of returning to the Bible, of being immense peace and grace.
Yes.
And the teachings are just heart to heart. It's like living in the tabernacle of God. So we wanted to dedicate this little first fire in hopes of being part of the revival fire. The first fire, the first video, in hopes of there being many more that have teachings such as this. This is Jonah, and what the sign that Jesus spoke of would be. Similarities between Jesus's calling and Jonah's. Jesus was called to enter the sea of the world in its time of darkness, a place that was against God, not God's friend. He was the Word. He did miracles. He taught the Word. He was a prophet. He is our Amen. And his word and salvation went to the Jews and Gentiles. The big wave that tossed his boat with the 12 disciples in it was that he would be crucified. But nonetheless, he told Father, "Your will be done." When the disciples saw this, after he resurrected, they knew that he was the Lord. Up until then, they were kind of questioning. They repented, and they told the whole world God is alive. When Jonah was called, he was a man. He was of the Word. He knew the Word. It's written like that. He had the Word. He taught. He was a prophet. He's the son of Amittai. Amittai, the root word for Amittai is Amen. He was of a place called Gath Hepher in Zebulun. Zebulun, if you remember the prophecy, go forth to the Gentiles. The treasures of the sand, sea. The wave that tossed him was when he was told to go to Assyria, to Nineveh. But nonetheless, he said, "Your will be done." He had to be thrown overboard into the sea, like Jesus was thrown into the sea. When Jesus was thrown into the sea of the world, he gives us peace. It calms down the waves. When Jonah was thrown in, it calmed. And the mariners, knowing good and full well the ways of the sea, the forecast, the weather, the stars, they knew that it could be none other. So they had a great fear of God suddenly, a fear that separates God and the world. They rowed back to Joppa like there was no mañana, ran up to Jerusalem, repented, and came to God. They converted, saying God is surely alive. So that's the similarities when he talks about the sign of Jonah. What all Jonah went through, his word will go to the Gentiles. There's many more like this to be found at Pyeongchang Church, Zion Church Singapore, New York Evergreen Presbyterian Church, the Lord's Covenant Church, TLCC, many more. Shiloh International Missions. I hope you find them and get blessed.